Most people who start as a mortgage broker do not succeed, okay? Not because they're not smart enough, not because the industry is too hard to crack. They fail because nobody gave them an honest picture of what success in this industry actually requires. And they spent their first years doing the wrong things, honestly, with complete confidence. They passed their exams, they got their network membership, they told everyone they were open for business, and then they sat waiting for the phone to ring, posting on Instagram twice a week, and then wondering why 6 months in, the income wasn't still there. Okay, that's not a talent problem, by the way. That's a clarity problem. And in this video, I'm going to give you the honest picture, what success as a mortgage broker actually requires, what kills most people's chances before they even get started, and the specific thing that separates the brokers who build something real versus the ones who quietly disappear after about 18 months. See, by the end of this video, you're going to understand 3 things that actually determine whether a mortgage broker is going to succeed. Not the stuff that sounds really good on a webinar, the stuff that genuinely moves the needle. You'll also understand the 2 most common failure patterns so that you can hopefully see them coming and sidestep them entirely. This is the video I wish somebody had handed me right at the start of my career. So let's start with the failure pattern because it's specific and it's predictable. The typical new broker comes in with energy. They get qualified and immediately try to do everything. They build a website, they set up social media accounts on 3 platforms, they start cold messaging estate agents, they try to get on referral panels, and they attempt to learn every lender's criteria all at the same time. And it feels productive. Yes, it does. It looks like momentum. And for the first few weeks, it might even generate a little bit of activity. But what's actually happening is all of that energy is being spread so thin that nothing gets any real traction. No single thing gets enough consistent effort to produce a result. And after 3 or 4 months of working hard with very little to show for it, doubt is going to start to creep in. You start questioning whether you made the right decision. You start looking at other brokers online who seem to be doing really, really well and wondering what they know that you don't. And then you start changing your strategy. You try a next tactic. You try the next approach. You try the next thing someone said worked for them. And every time you switch, you reset the clock on whatever small amount of progress that you'd made on the original thing. That cycle, the effort, scattered focus, no result, doubt, strategy switch, this is what kills most new brokers in their first year. Not the market, not the competition, not bad luck, okay? Just a lack of structure applied in the wrong things. So here's what I've seen work consistently across brokers at every level. And they are 3 things. That's it. The first is a clear source of business, not 5 sources, 1. When you're starting out, you need to pick a single, most realistic channel for getting clients and go deep in on that one. And then you need to do that before you start adding anything else. So for most new brokers, by the way, that's going to be your existing network. People who already know you and they trust you. That's your starting point. Tell them clearly what you do and who you help. Follow up, have proper conversations about it, be specific about the type of client you're looking for so people know exactly who to send your way. I see new brokers dismiss this because it doesn't feel like real marketing. It feels too small. It feels too unglamorous. They want the LinkedIn strategy or the referral partner network or the Google ads, and those things, they do all work. They absolutely are brilliant, but they work eventually, but not on day one when nobody knows who you are yet. Your network is warm. Everything else is freezing cold. So start with the warm. The second thing is a process for converting inquiries. This is where I see brokers lose business. Someone reaches out, the conversation starts, it goes reasonably well, and then nothing. No follow-up structure, no clear next step communicated, no way of keeping the conversation alive. The prospect just goes quiet and the broker assumes they've lost them. And sometimes that's true, you do lose them. But oftentimes it isn't true. People get busy. They're talking to 2 or 3 other brokers. Life gets in the way. And the broker who follows up clearly and consistently without being pushy, just being present, they win a disproportionate amount of the business simply by staying in the conversation longer than anybody else actually is. You need a simple process for what happens after the first inquiry. What do you send? When do you follow up? How do you structure the first call? What happens if they go quiet? Write that down. Do it the same way every time. That consistency, that's going to compound very quickly. And the third thing is patience with a plan. This is the one that most people do not want to hear. The mortgage broker business is not fast. The first 3 to 6 months is often slow, occasionally demoralizing, and full of moments where you're wondering if it's actually working. The brokers who succeed through that period are not the ones with the most talent or best contacts. They're the ones who kept going because they had a clear plan and they trusted it. The brokers who quit do so right before that tipping point. They spend 6 months building something, don't see a result they expected, and they walk away just as the compounding was about to kick in. Referrals take time to start flowing. Reputation takes time to build. Content takes time to find its audience. None of this, by the way, is fast. All of it, though, is worth it. So let's talk now about the money, because I think this is the thing that people want to talk about. They're thinking about it a lot, but nobody really asks directly. So in your first year as a self-employed mortgage broker, you'll probably earn less than you expected. Some months you're going to earn well, other months they're going to be quiet and silence, and that silence is going to feel very loud. And that's normal, by the way. It's not a sign that it's not working. The brokers who manage this period well are the ones who plan for it. They came in knowing the first 6 to 12 months would be building months, not earning months, and they structured their finances accordingly. They didn't panic when February was slow. They focused on inputs, conversations, follow-ups, visibility, and trusted that the outputs will follow. The brokers who struggle financially in year one are almost always the ones who expected it to be profitable immediately. And when it wasn't, they started making reactive decisions, changing their fee structure, taking on clients they shouldn't, cutting corners on their process, all of which makes things worse, not better. So you need to plan for a slow start. Build your pipeline before you need it to pay your bills, and measure success for your first year by the quality of your processes and the consistency of your activity, not by what is hitting your bank account. So how hard is it to succeed as a mortgage broker? It's hard, honestly, in the way that anything worth building is hard. It requires patience when things are slow, consistency when motivation is low, and the discipline to keep doing the right things even when the results aren't immediate. It's not hard because the industry is impenetrable or because you need some rare talent or connection. It's hard because most people won't stay structured when things feel uncertain. They drift, they react, they change strategy at the exact moment when they should be doubling down. The brokers who succeed are not exceptional people. They're consistent ones. They pick a clear source of business, they work at it properly, and they build a simple process and follow it every single time. They give it enough time to actually work, and that's the whole answer. It's not complicated, it's just not easy. Now, if you want to know how much a mortgage broker makes, the breakdown of how they get paid and what's paid when, check out this deep dive video I've made. It's on screen right now. Give it a click.